welcome to Appetite for Production, the music technology podcast that leaves the swearing in.
Yeah, and leaves nothing to your imagination.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it away before the podcast starts so that it doesn't distract you. What are we, who are we, James?
My name is James Russell. I am a music software journalist. And you are?
I'm Tim Cant, and I am a sometimes music producer and music tech journalist. Yeah.
Sweet. What are we going to be talking about, you ask me? We are going to be talking about the synth with a sequencer for everything.
Wow.
We're going to be talking about sound design for cars.
Clonk. That's the door shutting after you've got out.
Getting your music on Spotify for absolutely free.
Oh.
New Loopcloud.
Oh.
Dedicated controller for FL Studio. And I'm sure we'll take a look at a lovely random contact instrument.
Oh, that's my favorite. Let's bring it on.
Okay. First thing I want to introduce you to is this very cool new synth. It is Audaire Zone. It's by Audaire. It is called Zone.
Wow, you're really blowing my mind with this information.
Interesting thing about this synth, everything can be sequenced.
Everything?
Yeah, so I think the specific phrase is practically everything.
Oh, okay.
But let's just say everything.
Yeah, we might as well.
Can be sequenced. So every single control, you can create a sequencer lane for it.
Okay.
Ever seen anything like that before?
I don't know. I've seen a few synths which have got sequencer lanes, but not one where every knob has a dedicated one. Is that how it works?
Well, you can assign one if you choose. It's not like you load it up and every single you've got 50 million sequences there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can sequence some stuff. I'm really interested to hear what a lot of the presets sound like because there's some creative time for sound designers there. So Audaire is technically a new company. It is Shahrouz Rofi.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, the man behind...
I have heard of this then. I've heard of the I've heard of the company, yeah.
Yeah, it's the man behind Sample Magic, basically.
Mm-hmm. And so much more.
And so much more. So yeah, check out the video.
Dare I check out
I'm Shahrouz Rofi, the creator of Zone. I've been collecting synthesizers for over 20 years. Taking the best of all of these instruments and creating the ideal synth has been at the forefront of my imagination for at least a decade. At the heart of Zone are its sequencers, where virtually every control can be dragged onto its own independent sequencer lane.
It's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Great. And
as long as you can manage it properly, which I think they've only dedicated a certain part of the interface to sequencing, obviously, because otherwise it would be insane.
Yeah. Ooh, crazy noises.
Zone has over 150 wavetables sampled from some of the rarest sound sources in the world. And of course, you can import your own.
Not rare anymore.
Not yet, no. They're going to get rinsed. Sounds pretty nice.
Over 400 patches.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's really hard to find something that cuts through these days because everyone's got a bloody synth out.
Oh yeah.
And if you do something special like this, and it's something that I'm actually, now that I've heard it, I'm surprised that someone hasn't done that before. But fair enough.
Yeah, it is fair enough. I mean, personally, I don't use a lot of kind of like synth sequencing myself, but maybe that's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to find what it is that makes your music sound terrible and make that better.
Really go for it on that front. Yeah, wicked.
Easy on-the-fly patch creation, and my personal favorite feature, dice mode, to randomize everything.
Yeah, the randomization, especially with sequences, is probably a great way to do things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if
just get started.
If you're making quote-unquote acid music, then I think it's, really, really handy. So if you're making, like, techno or house, I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. And it's a mere 99 clams, James.
Yeah, 99 clams or 139 US clams, and you gotta love it. It's a decent price. I think that's fair.
And there's a demo version.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a bit of a go. I don't know.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I'm just glad that he's come up with something that is truly a new take. So, Spotify, you know it. You love it. You also hate it.
I don't hate it. I just love Spotify.
Getting your music on Spotify has always been like a bit of a ridiculous situation because you have to go through some kind of third party. And obviously,
yeah, but it's the same for iTunes and sorry, not SoundCloud, Beatport and all of those.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be.
Well, really. Well, this is an interesting discussion because what I like about Spotify is, I mean, there is a lot of music on there, but there isn't just a load of crap that the people like me have uploaded. You know what I'm saying?
No, technically there is, because the only barrier to entry is paying a bit of money.
Yeah.
If the barrier to entry was talent and good music, then fine. But it's not. Like, we could just do a load of white noise and pay CD Baby or whatever.
Yeah, DistroKid, is it?
Exactly, to stick it up on Spotify. But no longer.
Okay, this was the secret Spotify thing that I heard about earlier in the year that I couldn't talk about. By the way.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, basically Spotify are giving a select group of users, currently only in the US. Currently, I guess it's like a pilot scheme or whatnot. But they're basically saying you can upload your music directly. We'll carry it. Ain't no thing.
Yeah.
So you seem to be taking this with a pinch of skepticism.
I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like this could open the floodgates for yet more crap music. Do you know what I mean?
I think the floodgates were opened a long time ago. And, you know, it's... okay, how likely are you to run into shit music on Spotify?
Well, do you know what? I find Spotify generally very good.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm genuinely using it to find stuff that I already know about, or using its or have just discovered, or using its discovery features.
Yeah,
which I love.
And you'd hope that the discovery features would only select things that are sort of been agreed upon by other people having listened to it a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever it takes to get on there in their playlists or whatever, I guess, or in their, you know. I don't know how their algorithms work exactly. I mean, it doesn't tend to recommend me a lot of like old school drum and bass or anything like that. So,
well, that's an interesting thing, because if you're not spending money on CD Baby or DistroKid or whatnot, maybe you'll be more likely to spend money making Spotify push your stuff into playlists.
Oh, right, I see.
Which maybe that's a bit cynical.
How does plugging work with Spotify?
Apparently there was some stuff a little while back where they were basically buying the rights to certain pieces of music and putting that in their playlists.
Okay.
Not exactly chock full with it, but apparently they were using things, sort of royalty-free stuff, or they were buying the rights to it so that they could pad their playlists out so they didn't have to pay too much out for...
Is that true? Where did you hear this?
There were reports of it.
Okay.
But anyway, I think it makes perfect sense, and I don't know why this wasn't the case, basically from the start, because, you know, why would Spotify want to remove barriers to entry?
Well, I think if the thing is, you get into a murky area where there is competition between Spotify and SoundCloud. I mean, I don't really listen to that much stuff on SoundCloud. I like Spotify because it's all slick, and I know the music that I listen to will generally be all right. So I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical, to be honest, mate.
I guess maybe one reason for the barrier was that anyone could just upload other people's music and stick it on there.
Yeah. Well, how are they gonna? I mean, they've rolled this out to a few US artists, but when it becomes a free for all, I don't know, man. Doesn't that send shivers down your spine?
No, I think, like I say, I think the barriers went down a long time ago.
Okay.
And this is just them coming down for Spotify. And I don't think you're going to run into a 10-year-old's terrible or savantishly magical beats unless they are judged to be good by other people who have similar tastes.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, this looks like bad news for SoundCloud. The embattled SoundCloud.
Well, I think
it's fair to call them.
Most producers just want to put their music everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as it's free.
Yeah.
Then I don't see why not.
Nah, fair enough. Well, it's definitely an interesting development. Interesting yet terrifying.
Moving right on. Richard Devine.
Ah, Richard Devine, the guy that I know from making patches.
Yeah, so Richard Devine, you've probably seen his name everywhere. He is a pro sound designer, and, he's probably at the top of the sound design tree.
External sound system. What is this?
So Richard Devine's latest project is doing the sounds for a car.
Yeah.
So this is the Jaguar I-Pace car. And
what?
It's an electric car.
Sick, saving the planet. I'm down with that.
But electric cars
don't make any noise.
Make any noise. But due to, I don't know, society and people's expectations and maybe regulations, they need to make some noise so you know they're coming.
Yeah.
So you don't get hit by a car.
By the silent killer, the new Jaguar I-Pace.
I think they're going to put that on their billboards.
Yeah. If I saw a car advertised as the silent killer, I'd be a lot keener to get my driving license.
Well, you won't be buying this one because Richard Devine has done the sounds for it. Not just the in-car sort of driver bing bong sort of sounds. Although I assume it's more complicated than just bing bong. But he's also done the fake engine sounds for it as well. I actually, I've got some contacts at JLR. I'm kind of a big deal.
You don't need to tell me, mate. Yeah.
And I actually got an exclusive copy of all Richard Devine's sounds for the new Jaguar I-Pace.
What a scoop!
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play them to you now. I'm just gonna hit play.
Wow. Okay. Wicked. Is there a car in the room? Am I going to get hit?
So yeah, it sounds really good.
It sounds just like a real car as well, just like a normal car.
That's how like every car sounds. But this is Richard Devine's take on that.
Well, it sounds like the car's going to be really fast from that little preview.
Yeah, so. Lots of revving.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have developed some like fake exclamations from people as they go past, like, "Oh my god, what was that?"
Yeah. Well, look at that cool dude in his car. His electric Jaguar.
I really want to sleep with that guy.
Yeah, that guy's sexy.
Yeah, I think that's what I would have done.
Yeah, totally.
Then again, that's why I'm not designing the sounds for any cars. In the second video there's...
Shall I click this?
Yeah, I think this is the actual sound, although it's unconfirmed.
One of the most challenging sounds I've ever created. I can't speak, he can't write. It sounds like a spaceship, bruv.
Yep. I'd drive that.
I would totally drive that. It sounds like the freaking space shuttle,
He's got the low end in there as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, mate. That sounds wicked. Fair play, Richard Devine.
That's pretty good.
Did you see on the Native Instruments blog, they had a very long tutorial from the guy that did the spaceship sound, the hovercrafty sort of sounds for Wipeout Amiga. Omega, I should say.
I think I did see that, but I didn't actually read it or watch it.
Well, presumably Richard Devine could have just seen that and knocked this up with no trouble,
He's just phoned it in.
Yeah, he's phoned it in again. Oh my god.
Goddamn top of the tree, best professional sound designer in the world.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with that sound. It's pretty cool. And plus, then when you hear that, you'll be like, oh shit, someone's driving an electric Jaguar around here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could have been an opportunity to redefine the sound of cars.
Well, sort of like a baby laughing or something like that.
Yeah, or just like a really cool sounding futuristic fan noise.
What about just a pure square wave that rises in pitch?
I do like a nice square wave.
Because that's the most amount of sort of harmonics in there. Do you know what I mean?
Nice and techie space age.
A sawtooth, I guess, if you really want the more harmonics.
Super saw.
Yeah. A super saw. Why not a super saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick. And it could detune the faster you got, and if you got too fast, it would go over into just sounding like mess.
Into the rough beats.
Yeah, exactly. Beating. Yeah, wicked.
Damn right.
So how many clams is this car, bruv? Could I just buy the noise by itself?
I think I'd prefer to just pay for the noise, yeah. And just,
Yeah, I could probably afford the noise.
you know, like those dudes who cycle around Bristol with a speaker on their
certainly
on
think
their
they're playing a
bike.
bit of hard trance.
Yeah.
You know it. Yeah.
I think they should play the Richard Devine car sounds.
Oh, that'd be sick, man.
Just scare everyone walking by. I have no idea how many clams this car is, but can
Tens of thousands of clams.
Yeah, I'm going to
assuming.
say prohibitively expensive. Just buy a synth instead.
Nice. Well, I hope he gets a decent amount of money for designing a car noise or whatever, mate.
You'd really hope so. And for Jaguar, I would damn well assume that he gets a good paycheck.
Why not an actual Jaguar noise? That would seem to be the obvious thing for me to be like.
True. He could have it would have been nice if he'd got some Easter eggs in there. Maybe he has and just hasn't told anyone.
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, roar. That's really cool.
Well, presumably, it determines the pitch based on the actual revs or speed you're
You'd
going,
hope
or however it
so.
works. Because otherwise, it's just going to be like, and you're going along at 2 miles an
You
hour.
think I assume it's basically all sort of sampled and there's not an actual bloody synth in there. But if there's a synth in there,
there should be a synth.
if there's a
in there,
synth, you can hack it.
Oh my god! Yeah, wow.
Just to play some fucking hard techno
Yeah, why
going
can't
down
you
the
just,
motorway.
Yeah, I mean, presumably you could just set it up to Spotify and everything, and just rave as your race. Yeah.
Okay, the Akai Fire is a new controller by Akai, no less, and also by ImageLine, because this is a dedicated
What?
controller for FL Studio.
Akai and ImageLine are getting into bed together. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. So, possibly the fruitiest controller around.
It looks pretty fruity. It's got nice colours on it.
Yeah. Now, so Akai Pro have developed with ImageLine a dedicated controller for FL Studio. It's basically a massive load of sequences, isn't it?
Yeah, because normally with a control pad like this, like the Akai MPC 40, which is kind of designed for Ableton, it's a big square. This looks like 4 16-step rows,
Yeah.
drum sequencer style.
So yeah, it's really nice because obviously you have people have made their own controllers for their doors, and then you have
Nerds.
stuff like the Novation Launchpad, which is very live integrated. But yeah, this is the kind of thing you'd want to see as an FL Studio dedicated controller.
Yeah. Well, it's got plug and play integration and 14x6 velocity sensitive RGB pads.
And that is for 199 US clams or European clams.
That's not too bad, man. Yeah, that's pretty reasonably priced, actually.
It's pretty good, and it looks quite nice. They've got that whole squared off thing that's so popular right now.
Do you know what? It looks like the new Native Instruments stuff.
Yeah, I guess
Because it's like black and square.
I guess it's just design trends, black and square.
Everything's black and square now, mate.
Black and square, man.
Yeah, man. Everything looks like a remote control. Wicked. Look, that looks great. Is that's not what FL Studio actually looks like, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's so high res.
Yeah, it's all vectors now.
It's vectors, mate.
You can blow it up to as big as you want. So great.
Yeah,
I mean-
nice. And it's OS X support as well, which is cool.
Yeah, just like FL Studio 20.
So has that come out? Has FL Studio 20 come out yet?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
Wow, everything's happening for ImageLine.
So
They're hanging in there, man.
yeah, they really are. Well, it's immensely popular with a certain pretty big group of people.
Yeah, well, EDM kiddies, I guess. It's, we're youngsters.
The young.
The young.
The youth.
The youth. They don't have a lot of money, but by God, they've got passion for music. And FL Studio is going to wring it out of them.
Passion. It makes me sick.
I know. It's yeah. Don't worry, they'll be jaded one day like us.
So
It seems like a great idea, but I don't understand what the Akai connection is.
Well-
I mean, I guess there was no Akai connection with the APC 40. And all
yeah,
that stuff.
they've made a controller. They know how to make controllers. They want to sell more controllers. ImageLine want a controller. I think it's all good. But this is interesting because it's sort of a lot of controllers these days are like, oh, you can integrate this with everything whatsoever.
But this is not
This is a
integrated.
dedicated thing. And if you look at what sort of Native Instruments are doing, they've got their controllers working with their own standard, and you can use it in any DAW. It's still quite a broad reaching thing. But maybe I think this is quite a good response for Akai, and they're usually quite good at responding to trends from what I see. They usually manage to hit the most recent thing and do their own take on it.
Well, people seem to really like the APC-40.
And so by going in to a more dedicated for this controller, dedicated for that controller, especially if they make more, then I think that's an interesting reaction to these ones that integrate with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can see on the description it says that this is expandable of up to 4 units, creating the potential for an 8x32 matrix, which is, pretty special. If you've got the desk space, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that would be grand.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I like where this is going. It's good.
And you get Fire Edition of the software free with the hardware, which seems like a savvy move, I reckon.
Yeah, just so you can technically buy it alone. I don't think many would buy it alone, although maybe complete
I
newbies.
don't know if it sounds like that this version of the software, it's pretty fully featured. You get 500 tracks. I'm not using 500 tracks in a lot of projects, mate. So yeah, that seems pretty reasonable.
No, that's fair. And yeah, I think if they're pushing this hard, then people who are trying to make a decision might buy this, get FL with it, and then upgrade FL eventually.
Yeah, smart moves from all concerned, I guess.
Yeah, I like where this is going.
Nice.
This is called Voltage Modular. It's by Cherry Audio, and it is basically a software modular. It's not the first time we've seen a software modular setup.
No.
Theirs is slightly different to everyone else's, naturally. But check out this video.
Okay.
Voltage Modular is a brand new virtual modular platform designed to be the best sounding, most powerful, flexible, and easy to use virtual modular instrument ever.
What does that
Look
look
at
like?
those cables. It looks like Reason.
It does look like Reason. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I kept thinking to myself. It does look very much like Reason.
I mean, I think people certainly liked Reason.
Analog sound.
And yeah, I think putting that into something like this, that sort of very wiry interface, is probably a really decent idea. Yeah.
I think even like the sort of scale of the resolution of the graphics looks a lot like classic Reason as well, doesn't it?
That synth we're looking at now looks like Subtractor.
Yeah.
Also, it looks a bit like Strobe by ReFX as well.
Right.
Oh, and that looks like that drum machine looks like Rebirth. Yeah,
But this is specifically, obviously, it's not a DAW. It's a modular system, like a Eurorack system that you would buy and put together.
and it's a plugin, presumably.
It's a plugin, but it's also a standalone thing, if you want that. 69 modules.
69?
69 modules. That's what it
That I
comes with.
like that. That's my lucky number, mate.
But you can also buy more in their shop.
Well, that seems pretty clever, forward-looking sort of thing. It seems like everyone wants their own virtual store these days, and
Well-
it seems that this seems a very, like a non-rip-off way to
I don't know.
to do that.
I think it seems like everyone wanted their own virtual store in 2013. So I don't know. I don't know how much it applies these days. But
I think between virtual stores and subscriptions, they seem to be, you'd seem to be crazy to do a big project or something like that without going one of those ways, basically. You just want to keep that cash rolling in.
yeah, they seem to have decent developers signed up to develop for it. So you got PSP Audioware, for example,
Sick.
who've said they're gonna do a bunch of stuff. So yeah, 150 US claims.
Yeah. And at the moment you get the bonus of the Misfit Audio Electro Drums package, which contains 50 modules and usually costs 50 US clams. So that's a little bit of a bonus, I guess, if you're an early adopter.
Yeah, no, I'm not one to jump down the modular rabbit hole, at least not yet.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I'd be jumping down the software version of it. But it's nice to see a new platform out. It's like you say, it is kind of Reason nostalgic in many ways.
Yeah.
It's tickling my my Reason buds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that this thing can, if you're putting it on an effects track in your, well, you could put it on an audio track in your DAW and route audio to it, I'm assuming, and do some crazy stuff with that as well. Seem weird if that wasn't an aspect of it, though. It doesn't actually say.
Yeah, I would really hope that you can. It says plug-in and standalone instrument.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to see how
You would hope
how it
there's
pans out.
an effects version. If not, it's a no-brainer, surely. But I mean, I think their point is, hey, this is a modular system. Use it
Yeah.
rather than this is an effects plugin.
Yeah, no, but it seems real cool.
We didn't see a sort of modular system in plugin or standalone form for a while, but now we've got Softube modular.
Yeah.
We have VCV Rec, which is partly open source and partly sort of you buy modules, a bit like this. Mm-hmm. And now we have this. So yeah, three little modular things to use on your computer. I quite like it, but I think the appeal of modular is often, hey, you've got real stuff and you're connecting real cables, and nothing can really substitute for that.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think when it comes to cable patching, I think it's easier in software.
Yeah.
And I guess knob tweaking.
Sure, but you don't love it in software, and some people find that very, very valuable to do it in the real world.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, I mean, if you weren't going to buy a modular,
And I'm definitely not.
you might buy this. And, you know, I don't think there's much crossover in the Venn diagrams of modular users, Cherry Audio voltage modular users, and users of neither. I think you're either going to want one, the other, or none of them. 89 clams US for Softube modular.
So the Softube product is cheaper than this Cherry Audio one, which really surprises me. Because
Well-
Softube stuff is, pretty swanky. It sounds pretty good.
The Softube one is more of an emulation of actual Eurorack modules, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Words.
Rather than, hey, we've built...
Oh, and you buy the
Similar
modules
stuff.
separately. I gotcha.
Price of entry, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, they've got clouds for it. I've got a mate. He's a bit of a modular head, and he likes it. So this is all. It's an interesting time for your modular synths. Man.
Yeah, I'm still not ready to dive in.
No, I mean it's time consuming, isn't it? That's the thing.
I think if I was to dive in, I'd dive in with an actual modular thing. But that's
Money, mate.
That's not likely.
It's money.
There's money and space.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think I'd get that much out of an actual modular thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you like making techno, again, it's probably pretty sweet. But if you're not, you could probably do without it.
Yeah, techno, take note, but...
You see, I techno prisoners, mate. So, yeah, you better watch out for me.
do you want to talk at all about Loopcloud 3?
Yeah, let's talk about Loopcloud 3.
You know some about it, don't you?
I don't know anything about Loopcloud 3, mate, because I've been heavily using Loopcloud 2
Okay.
and not keeping my eyes on the future.
Well, Loopcloud 3 adds the ability to mess around with your own samples.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so it's going to organize to an extent and allow you to access your own samples within Loopcloud.
Okay, that sounds cool.
So you've done some pretty good Loopcloud 2 usage since it came out, right?
I wouldn't say it was good usage, but I've certainly used it. Yeah, and it has advantages over Splice, drawbacks in other areas, but yeah, they're both pretty cool. Yeah.
So yeah, what would you think about the third version, which is free, giving you taking over your sample library and integrating it in there?
Let me tell you about my sample library, James.
Tell me about your sample library, Tim.
It's so large that it won't fit on a hard half terabyte hard drive.
Has it got its own postcode?
It basically does. It's orbiting above the planet now as we speak, changing the way that the lunar cycle of the waves works. What's that called? What's it called?
The orbit?
What is it?
The tidal pull?
Yeah, it affects the Earth's tides, mate. It's so large. I tell you what, my sample library is so large when it sits around the house. It really sits around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Your sample library is so big that its car has stretch marks.
That's a good one. Wicked. So having such a large sample library, I don't really want to like to actually organize all that stuff. That would take literally the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, see what Loopcloud does when it analyzes it.
Okay.
It will sort of recognize what it is and try and define it and add its own tags along with everything else. And you can also tag things in a custom way if you want.
That sounds real good.
Do you have one, like, boom, here's my library?
No,
you don't, because it won't fit.
I do have a folder called Samples I Like, where I've dragged samples over from other libraries and put them together. So
C / samples I like / kicks.
Nice
kicks.
Exactly.
/ punchy nice kicks.
Well, totally. So presumably you can tag your kick with clicky when you've got a clicky kick or something like that.
Yes.
Hi-hat if it's got a hi-hat on it.
And it will do some of that automatically.
Oh,
when
that's
it
cool.
Analyzes your library.
Well, maybe if I just analysed that folder, that could be something that would be realistic to do. So, yeah, why not? I'll give it a go. I mean, I'm going to end up using it anyway, so...
I like the way we're going. You know, anything that makes things easier and, you know, doesn't... It takes the boring work out of things and leaves you to do creative work.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
That is becoming increasingly important for me because I ain't got no time to do music or anything like that. So
you just do the accounts all day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, mate. Well, I'm thinking of just like doing an Excel course and specializing in that now. Basically, who doesn't like a nice equation? Do you know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, maybe I'll just use Excel to organize all my samples.
Yeah, we can write oscillators as formulas.
Oh, God. Well, in Serum, you can do that.
What?
So you can enter in the wavetable generator.
The wavetable thing.
Yeah, you can like enter a I wouldn't.
An equation, basically.
Yeah, an equation. I wouldn't know how to start. I mean, I assume Sin, Cos, and Tan are involved in some way with that stuff, but. Yeah, mate, that's a dark road that I don't want to go down.
Yeah, stay out.
But this Loopcloud thing looks pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got to lose? It's free. You've got the second version. Get the third version.
I'm going to upgrade, mate, because it'd be crazy not to. And and Loopcloud, if you prefer to buy samples rather than rent them, then that is its obvious advantage over Splice if that's how you like to do things. So yeah, why not?
A lot of things.
Yeah, loads of things.
Let's do us some random contact instrument corner.
Yay! What's today's special contact instrument, James?
It's the one we didn't choose last time. It's
it's
Boulder
the fiddle.
Sounds Fiddle.
Yeah! Fiddle with me, James.
So, contact fiddle. Who doesn't want a contact fiddle? It's got a wide dynamic range of sustained multi-samples with velocity splits ranging from 7 to 20 multi-samples per half step.
Oh, blimey. 20 multi-samples on your fiddle?
Yeah, per half step.
Wow.
Real-time display of articulations being used.
My elbow, which has been diagnosed with fiddler's elbow, thanks the developer of this plugin.
And of course, the settings page gives you extensive control over attack and legato articulations, as well as auto bow, for when you just can't be asked bowing.
So, and that'll make the crowd say bow, will it?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
So it's 60 US clams. Mm-hmm. Play the video.
Let's play this video.
Let's
Boulder
get some
sounds. Oh, yeah. Mate, I feel like I'm in steerage on the Titanic.
Yeah.
It seems like everything's going to be fine.
Everything's going to be great because this is a fiddle.
It sounds pretty impressive, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mate, Ed Sheeran is going to blow his load over this, mate. Look at those multi-samples,
Yeah, look
bro.
at them go.
What I don't like is they are not uniform, which I'm sure is, fine and everything, but it's just unsatisfying to look at it like that.
I'm sure it adds to the expressiveness.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
Oh, hey, oh,
You've got different mics as well.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know, I've never really thought about fiddles before, but now I'm starting to think they're pretty cool.
You're gonna put one in your next 90s drum and bass slammer.
Yeah. Well, that's what 90s drum and bass has always been missing, I think. Yeah, cool, man. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's a fiddle.
Yeah, have you played with it?
No, it's a contact fiddle. Why would I play with it?
Yeah. Well, fiddlers out there, if you've been needing some virtual fiddle, this seems like it'd probably be pretty good, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not to get it if you want a fiddle.
Yeah, nice. Great find for the contact corner there, buddy.
Papoon. Well, Tim, that's about all I can stand of you for the next 2 weeks.
You've done very well. You've coped impeccably, I would say.
It's not necessarily your opinions that bother me, but it's your personality.
I think it's my personal hygiene that's the real problem, mate. Don't pull any punches.
That's true.
That's fine. So, yeah, we've learned a lot about music tech today, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We've learned a lot of things, and now we can go away and forget them.
Yeah, wicked. I'm really looking forward to that. Nice.
We'll catch up with you next time.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
See ya.